Gentleman Perry, what purpose do you rise?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To inquire the gentleman from St. Louis County.
Gentleman St. Louis County, do you yield?
I do.
Do you have a clear path, gentleman?
I do.
Proceed.
Yes, I do. Gentlemen, it's been a long road, hasn't it?
On a lot of things. I'm tired, gentlemen.
Yeah, I know. You've done a great job with this. You know, whenever this issue is near and dear to me, and as generally as a floor leader, you try not to tell anybody, what your number one issue is, because it gets hijacked over there and you get extorted for other things. And amazingly, on an ethics bill, they could extort you for getting your ethics bill.
Gentlemen, that was kind of ironic, and I've had to deal with the Senate a little bit in my last 4 sessions now up here, but not to the extent I did this year, and it was eye-opening.
Sure.
It's funny that, some of the biggest arguments I've had with colleagues on the other side of the aisle are in a way dwarfed by some of the arguments I've had in the last couple of days with senators of my own party.
There's no doubt.
It's a bizarre world. I don't know what's in the water.
There's no doubt about it, and I think members on the other side of the aisle, and maybe some even on our side of the aisle in the press, questioned our sincerity of were we really committed to getting an aggressive ethics bill. Would you agree with that assertion?
I would, gentlemen, and I would have to say that in the 4 years that I've worked with you and that you've mentored me through this body, every time you've told me you wanted to do something, you've wanted to do it. And I've always believed you because you've always carried through on those promises. And you said that the other day. You said that the other day relating to something we were discussing with the gentleman from Jackson. That you gave a colleague on the other side of the aisle your word, and it didn't matter that he was on the other side of the aisle. You gave him your word.
Right. Around here, your word is all you've got.
Right. And so I am very, I continue to be impressed with the fact that you carried through on such a difficult issue as this. This was not easy.
And the one thing that makes me happy is here in about 30 minutes or 40 minutes, we're going to have an opportunity to vote on this bill, and we're going to prove the naysayers wrong, that we were committed from day one to getting something done. Because when you pass a bill that you've helped draft and you worked so hard on, which makes bribery, illegal, which makes anyone that's appointed by the governor some disclosure, which eliminates the knowingly trying to conceal a donation, which drafts language so we can eliminate committee transfer and bring transparency to the system. I will be honest, I wanted it like you did to be even stronger than what it is, but whenever we went to conference committee report in the public, if people don't think this bill's strong enough, then they can go down to the Senate and work with Senator Timmy Green and Senator Charlie Shields, because we pushed to get the most aggressive bill we possibly can. And I think at the end, we've got a wonderful bill here that will, I think, make structural changes in the way things are done in Jeff City for years to come.
And gentlemen, you're correct, because no one can say with a straight face that the provisions in this bill are not strong, aggressive ethics reforms that address actual problems, not just made-up things or political motivated talking points. These are problems we've seen and loopholes we need to close. Now, likewise, if they want to criticize us in the House for not having things, I'm sorry. I can't answer that question. You got to walk down the hall.
Right.
And you got to ask those folks down there why they didn't want to put these things in, because we asked.
Right. And again, I just know how things are done here in Jeff City, that you get something that's good, but the other side of the aisle sometimes says, well, it just didn't go far enough, so therefore it's just not good enough. And I'll be honest with you, and I'm giving you my word on this, there's certain things that it didn't go far enough on. And I'm coming back next year to try and get those things, because I think they're important. And I don't think this is an issue that you just say, we're going to do an ethics bill and 20 years later we'll look at it again. If you really believe that there's provisions that need to be addressed, whether it be caps on lobbyist gifts or some of the other things, the revolving door, I'm not stopping here. And I'm giving my word to you on that we're going to keep moving forward. But I tell you what, I believe what you said in your opening remarks, that this is the most aggressive ethics bill in the country, is absolutely correct. And, last night when they passed this in an overwhelmingly fashion, one of the senators said, this bill, that voted against it, said, this bill will not eliminate bad actors in the process. But let me tell you what it will do. It'll take those bad actors and put them in jail. If you knowingly try and conceal a source of a donation, you can go to jail. Right?
Absolutely.
If you take a bribe, you can go to jail.
You can go to jail.
And so the important thing that I would say to that senator over there that said no, that it won't eliminate bad actors, I agree with him. People are going to do bad things. But those people that do will go to jail if they do them under this bill.
That's right, gentlemen. And, someone the other day said in this chamber, actually statement I completely disagree with, and it's completely unfounded, that we do not pass legislation based on morality. Well, then what the heck's an ethics bill, you know? And if you read the preamble to our Constitution, it's all about morality and where our laws come from. Our laws come from the supreme ruler. They don't just come from thin air. And that's the point of this, and that we cannot make people become moral. We cannot legislate morality. We can simply found our laws upon views of that.
Right.
And so you're always going to have your bad actors.
Right.
We can't make people not do something. But we can say, look, here's a good set of guidelines and rules in which to follow, and if you follow those, you'll be a good public servant.
Right. And, you know, I was thinking this morning when I was coming to the Capitol, I've been here now for 6 years, and you've been here 4, and I was looking back on my career and thinking of what the things I was most proud of, and I will tell you to this date, it's probably been Jessica's Law to protect children from predators, and I think probably that will be the thing that I'm most proud of when you and I are far gone from this body, but I think this, to me, is a close second for me. And so I want to thank you for your leadership on this issue. Thanks for fighting for the people across this state that want this kind of accountability and openness and transparency, and I appreciate your help.
Thank you, gentlemen.